Hey, good morning. Welcome to Fridays Over Coffee, where we solve the problems of the universe. I'm Denise Summers, and I'm here with a couple of my friends. My business is Poor Communications, and I'm a business storyteller and communications consultant. And over to you, Alan.
Hi, my name's Alan Fortune, and I'm the owner of Fortune Filmworks, where we bring your story to light using the power of video. And Tahar?
Hey, good morning. Good morning. So my name is Tahir Dawoodi. I'm the founder for Buzzer Optimization. I'm a digital marketing specialist. We help small business owners scale their businesses online.
Okay, great. And we're here to just kind of get together every Friday morning over coffee and just talk about business ideas, what's going on in our businesses, and ideas we have to help make your business marketing easier. So, good morning, guys, and good to see you.
Same
Yeah,
here,
it's
Yeah,
great to be here.
yeah, and I've been loving this great weather we're having this week, and so. So Tahar, what coffee are you drinking today?
Oh, this was the Yemeni blend that I've had for a while now. Love it. Love the notes from the blend. I was actually also going to ask you last time that we were talking, you told me something about your blend, and I was really curious where do I get it, and just trying it out. What did you say it was again?
So I got this at Analog, and
Oh,
it's
great.
her signature Godfather espresso.
Mm-hmm.
And oops, there we go, Godfather espresso, and it's got notes of caramel and dark chocolate. It's very good, and
Oh yeah, that was the one.
Sounds like a bit of dessert.
yeah, almost. Yeah, no, it's very smooth and rich, and so it's one of my favorites. And so the Yemeni coffee, is that a really strong coffee, Tahar?
Yeah, I find it strong, and that's why I find it gives me a kick in the morning to just
Yeah,
get out of bed and get going.
yeah, no kidding. And
Exactly.
yeah, and our resident tea drinker here, who's
Boo.
I know, I feel so left out.
well, we keep telling you
but,
that you should,
but,
yeah.
well, like, as I pointed out, my method is through like using um, a French press. So I feel like I have some of the equipment, at least, to make a coffee. Though I don't know. I do like my tea, and um, yeah, I like the lightness of it and all the different flavors. I'm not sure. Would there be more flavors of tea than coffee in the world? I don't know.
Oh,
Maybe it's pretty close. Maybe a tie.
Yeah, at least you've got your French press. So if you do want to, go over to the right side and join the good people, the coffee drinkers, you've at least got a French press, which, in my opinion, a French press is the way to go for making the best coffee. And so, so how are things, guys? Have you been busy? What's your week been like?
Well, it's been an interesting week. Onboarding a new client that's come forward, and it was nice. It was through a referral, and those are wonderful.
yeah, that's always wonderful,
it's
right?
so easy,
Yep.
to have right off the bat have that credibility.
Mm-hmm.
So that's really quite good for me. As a matter of fact, it was two referrals. It was a
Oh,
referral that gave me a referral.
Ah, that,
So it seems
oh,
like a chain reaction happening.
yeah.
oh.
And so, Antar and I have reason to celebrate as well. We just collaboratively um, have taken on a new client. It was an existing client of mine, a law firm that I've been working on some content creation for. and I brought Tahar in to help with their digital marketing. And so it's a boutique law firm here in Calgary. And and so that kind of brings us into our what we wanted to talk to about today, which is I've just created an online book coaching program, and so I've got to start marketing it. And so what's your advice as our resident expert in that area? I'm looking at online or organic social media versus paid social media, and or a combination of both. And so what's your advice?
Yeah, so with given, we've been talking about this a long time, and with your book coaching course, right? With that thing specifically in mind, I'm going to talk directly to that. Is I would say, this is like the first batch of people that you're putting through the course. You'd want to do paid marketing for this, more for brand awareness, to make sure that you have your funnel being filled up for the second or the third course that you then have being offered, right?
Right.
For this first one, I would rely a lot more on organic marketing, but also when I say organic marketing is kind of like, you're shooting darts in the blind, because when you put out your content organically, right, you don't have any kind of analysis on it, as in who actually has seen your post, not seen your post. You only see if people have engaged with it, right? And that's probably like it or comment on it or whatever it is. So that is why when I say organic marketing, what I'm really after is, for your case, is maybe it is personal messaging. So if you already know of people who know of what you do, and something that Alan said just a few minutes ago with referral and having that credibility already built in, those are the people that you want to just contact right now through emails or personal messaging. That is what I am counting as organic marketing right now, right? Not organic marketing just on social media channels, right? So that is what I would say, for your case, use that channel to get your conversions, but then use paid ads or paid media to get yourself that brand awareness. And you're already putting people into the top of your funnel, giving them, I don't know, like a lead magnet, right? So some headlines for the book cover, or maybe an outline, right? For some of the books that you've already written or already helped people write. For example, if you're a business coach, right, let's say, what should your outline be, or whatever that lead magnet is, you can put that out, get people to, download that, leave their email, whatever it is. That's your top end of the funnel or the front end of your funnel. You can start doing that right now, so that starting the second course, you then start to convert them.
Okay, great. Yeah. And okay, no, that's really helpful. And sorry, Alan, did you have a question there?
Well, I was just gonna say, I wanted to talk a little bit about where I'm at, because my marketing, to be quite honest, up to this point really has been word of mouth going forward. And and I guess maybe it doesn't get as more organic than that. So what I'm looking for how to take that first step into using social media. Somebody who's working locally in a service-based business, like, how do you start? Like, where do you start?
Yeah. So what I would go with in your case, Alan, then is, and I see a lot of smaller businesses, not small in revenue also, right? I've seen small businesses not just in revenue, but this can be like $500,000 even business, right? but just small, and they're just very lean in that sense, right? So I've seen those businesses still keep with a referral program. So they know that their business has thrived and has been scaling on, word of mouth. So what I'll see some of those people do is just chart out that exact customer journey, which is in the real world, right? Like in the offline world, but then bring it onto the digital world. So create a referral program, or whenever they're talking to their current or past clients, just mention to them about the referral program, or they're constantly in touch with their past clients, let's say, right? And it's not that they're still servicing them in that way, but they're always adding value to them. So maybe it is like an email marketing sequence that you can set up for yourself, right? And then if you were thinking, let's say, of social media, or going on any of those channels, what I would say is you can start putting out what you do, like your services and how you do them, showing people your portfolio. But again, knowing and realizing that that is more of a brand awareness activity for you. And you want to first just chart out your word of mouth customer journey in the digital world, right? That works. So if that does not work in the digital world, that it is the tool, the digital marketing tool, that is not working, right? Because that word of mouth and referral works.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah. And one of the questions that has been on my mind for a while is I want to increase the number of followers that I have, Tahar. And right now, I think I've got about 1,500 on, say, on LinkedIn.
Mm-hmm.
And how do I, is that a good number of followers, or what do what are kind of the parameters for followers, and how can you get more?
So I'm going to preface this with, I am no expert, honestly, at social media marketing, right? Like your question is very much social media marketing, right? I have a person on my team who's like an expert at that. But knowing and understanding from some of the things that that she says on our meetings, especially with LinkedIn, and this is my personal experience with LinkedIn. Somewhere around the time when I hit 1,000 network connections, not per se just followers, but like 1,000 connections, right? I started to see that either my posts were getting more engagement, and I also started to see people inquiring more about the services. But I don't think that is that is the effect of only the number of connections, because I also started posting stuff and putting out content, right? So there's a nuance to that when you say, is 1,500 good enough from a follower count? Let me put it also in this way, that if you have 1,500 followers who are all outside of, let's say, your geographical area, right? That's not good at all. You may have a lot of followers and you can use that as a vanity metric, but it's not engaging, right? It's not bringing you business in that way. But whereas if you have just 500 followers who are all in your local territory, that's good enough, right? And then you can do your personal messaging kind of, and that's something that you're really good at. Your communication style is what you're good at then, and you go with that then.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, I guess it's more about how engaged your followers are. Is that?
Yes.
Yeah.
I would highly skew it towards that. Like, how engaged is your community, and how do you show? It's exactly like the real world, right? If I go to a networking meeting, and if I just go there and the first thing, without even meeting you, right, I just come up to you and I tell you, hey, my name is Tara Dowdy, I'm a digital marketing expert. Do you want to do business? You'll be like, oh, get away from me. Like, he's a creep, right?
Yeah.
So
exactly.
Yeah, I mean, the same thing with LinkedIn. I see literally I'll have like 5 in-mail messages, people being like, I'm an SEO expert and we build websites or financial advice or whatever, right? Nothing against them, but they'll just start off with a sell.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've seen people get really pretty agitated when they get pitched on, not by me, but I've seen people post when, somebody is just, sort of first connection in, said, hey, like you said, I'm so-and-so, a SEO expert. Do you want to do business with me? And really poor way to do business. And I think just about anybody would get pretty turned off by that.
Exactly. Start the relationship.
Start
the relationship first. Yes.
Yeah.
From the connection. Something you mentioned, which I found interesting, is say you own a business, you're a business owner, maybe a service-based business, Tahar, and say you're located in southern Alberta, and you started talking about reach and location when it comes to social media. With something like Facebook, can you focus your efforts in some way within LinkedIn? I believe you can do it in, say, Facebook, but what about in LinkedIn?
So that is where, I have my differences with organic marketing on these social media channels and paid marketing, right?
Okay.
So with organic marketing, what happens is you're putting out all these posts, all of this content, right? You can't make sure that you have people being targeted from southern Alberta, right? It's completely dependent on the algorithm. You have no say in it. Something goes viral, something does not go viral. They keep changing the algorithms every time, right? So that is why organic marketing to me is not that enticing, right? Whereas if you have the same content and you put some money behind it in paid advertising, you can then target it down, be very, very focused with your targeting and say only people in southern Alberta with these attributes, like let's say in Facebook, then you can say, they're interested in, let's say, videography services or something like that, right? I like LinkedIn more for B2B because you can then go down to their job titles. You can go down to, what their interests are from their skill perspective. You can go down to, how big is their business, right? Are they 1 to 10, 11 to 50, all of those things. LinkedIn paid campaigns is very powerful in that way for B2B business then.
Okay.
And
thank you.
And you find Facebook isn't as good as?
No. That's not what I'm saying. So, again, broad stroke, Facebook is really good for e-commerce. If you're B2C, it's not that it is not good for B2B because if I'm running, I'm running retargeting ads, right? So if I'm running retargeting ads on the right people that I've tagged and labeled from, let's say, some other channels, right? Then Facebook is also really good. Then what you're doing is you're multiplying your real estate and your marketing presence on all of these channels, right? But on the other end, if I knew that I'm only going after, let's say, small business owners that have, between 1 to 50 employees, right? That's their count. And geography wise, you can target from both LinkedIn and Facebook, right? And if you had some other attributes, right? Like, or if you said they're also looking for digital marketing services, right? I would actually start, or I right now even, I'm doing LinkedIn ads to target those people, tag them when they come to the website, and then retarget them through Facebook, right?
Okay.
But if I were to do that only in Facebook or get that traffic from Facebook, you will see sometimes, people will have on their profile saying CEO of myself or founder of, my house. they'll write that down in the title, they might get targeted by Facebook. But in reality, they're not the right people that I'm trying to target and, you know, get into my funnel. So to me, that is wasted dollars then.
Okay. And so do you have any sort of real tidbits of wisdom for people, you know, aside from what you've just said about social media and or not paid or organic and paid social media, and I know your one of your areas of expertise is Google Ads, and so yeah, what's the sort of down low on that?
Yeah, so something that came up in our last meeting, right? That you this week was retargeting on the YouTube videos, right? So I mean, Alan is kind of the expert for video making of those things, and maybe he can give us, you know, what like the latest on whatever those softwares are and all those things. But that is kind of my, you know, tidbit for today, like the tip for today, if you were to call it, is people don't realize, but you can retarget people who have seen your YouTube videos, and that again is powerful, right? Now, you know, actually, Alan, do you know of anything? Yeah, I have a few videos, right? But I've always been looking at like different apps or different softwares that we can use in-house that are quick. You know, I know you use Adobe Premiere and stuff. I'm nowhere, or none of the team members in my, you know, team are at that skill level. But again, for amateurs, are you aware of anything like that?
Well, it's, you know, it's interesting that you brought up the subject, because there are a few things people can do to up their game with the videos that they post. And like for instance, that software, like there's a software called Filmic Pro that you can use that turns your smartphone, which has actually a great camera, better than any webcam certainly, and it's right there, and everybody has one in their pocket or in their hand, but you can use this app to gain control over it and just come out with a much better, more consistent quality. So.
You need to tell me more about that, Alan. Let's do something on that later. Yeah.
Yeah. I want to know more about that as well, for sure.
Okay.
And so that'd be a really good tool for doing sort of your own promotional videos and posting on social media. Is that what you're saying?
Exactly. I mean, while it might not replace my services, it can get you to that. You know, like, because it's one thing for you to hold,
right,
set up a phone and frame something and light something, but if because that will get you to a certain production value,
right?
But certainly with simply your iPhone, and possibly with this app called Filmic Pro, you can create a video that will communicate your message to and it'll get you just to that next level,
right?
Rather than just holding your phone up in your hand and recording yourself, right? There are a lot of things you can do to up your game.
Yeah.
So maybe at the next meeting. Why don't we do that at the next meeting? Why don't we hit on a few points, an application and other tools that you can use, like even you can even turn your phone into a teleprompter, like have your script running as you record yourself. So there's all sorts of things you can do to make things easier and even quicker for yourself.
Okay. Well, you'll have to we'll have to have an episode on that That sounds, because so many of us are recording our own videos these days and using them on social media. And yeah, of course, you know, you're irreplaceable, Alan. I mean, we all know that. And,
oh, shucks.
yeah. And, you know, there's just no one quite like you out there. And
I think that was a compliment.
yeah, but you know, I mean, you've shot videos for me before, and I mean, they're outstanding. And you know, I've done a lot of video work in my career, and you know, you really are a master at that. But yeah, let's.
But taking it back, there's never been a better time to use video, you know, with all the technology that's come forward, and it's in everybody's hand, like I said, and just with a little bit of tweaking, you can come up with some amazing results.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And so that's yeah, that'll make you know, I definitely want to know more about that for sure. And I know that I need to start using video on my social media a lot more. And I know Tahara certainly recommended to me that I do that. And so yeah, so that was some really great, you know, I feel like I know where I need to start with the you know, the organic and the social media, Tahar. And so that was really, really helpful. And so you had mentioned to me earlier in the week you had some new tool or something that you'd come across for social or for digital marketing. I'm trying to remember what it was, or something you'd come across that was really cool.
I honestly keep coming across new tools literally every day. The landscape is just changing so fast, but yeah, lately there's this one tool that that I did come across. It is kind of a messenger script that you put on your website. It's called, and again, no affiliation to them, right? It's called talk.to, like TAWK.to. And it was interesting because something that it can do for you is, you know, if you send a message to someone and if they're just typing it out on their keyboard without even hitting the enter key, it shows you on your end what the other person is typing out, which is kind of, you know, stocky. But, you know, you get an idea of if they're going to ask a certain question or not. And then you can just lead with an answer to that question that they maybe, you know, didn't even ask.
Oh, interesting. Yeah, yeah. You know, in my past criminal life, I did do, you know, I was kind of good at the stalking, so I'm all about learning more about anything that can help me with that.
Wait, when you say
I did notice, I didn't, you know, I was studying your face, Denise, and your eyes are a little bit close together. I did notice that.
Yeah, well,
not that I was profiling you or anything.
Yeah. Just, you know, there's no need to start poking fun at people's, you know, things people can't do anything about, because, you know, the way they were born. And yeah, so yeah, so what's up for the weekend, guys? Alan, are you going skiing or anything?
Oh, yes, of course.
Yeah.
It's just an interesting time. It's a transitional time of the year. So I certainly had a wonderful time last weekend, and I'll be getting together with a friend, and we'll be heading out to K Country, the Kananaskis.
Oh, wonderful!
Park. Yeah, so
yeah.
We'll head up and get up to the divide and look out towards Mount Assiniboine, most likely. So.
Oh, lovely! Is it still? Is there still avalanche warnings?
Oh yes, and this is the time of year where everything comes alive, like all the sleeping giants, those deep layers that have been dormant because they've been bridged by the, you know, the snowpack, And now that it's warming up, everything starts to happen. And so you have to always be aware of what you're standing on and what's above you. Cornices can snap off and hit a slope and cause an avalanche. And it's remarkable, the power of nature. Just, it'll come down and sweep away, 50, 100-year-old trees, just like matchsticks. It's really quite, overwhelming to see the power that's there.
Yeah, for sure. And what about you, Tahar? Are you on kid duty most of the weekend?
Yes, I am. But we're actually thinking of taking all three of them. Now that we can finally, the twins, they've started to walk on their own a lot more. So we tried going for a hike a few weeks ago, and they were fine.
Oh,
so,
lovely. Yeah.
Yeah. So Alan, we might just see you. We were also thinking of going to Kananaskis. We don't know where yet. Nowhere close to where you'll be skiing, but maybe on some of the beginner level trails over there.
Lovely.
A nice sunny slope. You want a nice south aspect that the snow melted back, and maybe some crocuses are starting to pop up.
Yeah. You can get the girls picking flowers.
Yeah, something like that. Yep. What about you, Denise? What are your plans?
I'm probably going to be taking. My son has this amazing border collie who's about 16 months old, and so I like to give him a bit of a break on the weekends, because this dog is like having triplets, and very, very high demand dog, and very intelligent. And so I like to go and pick him up and just go for a nice walk, and give. My son's a family lawyer here in Calgary, and very busy, and so I like to give him kind of a break, and it's the closest thing I have to a grandchild right now. So that's probably my plan: be outside as much as possible. And
aren't dogs great? Dogs are great. It's an excuse to get you outside and get moving. It's
I just don't want my own anymore. I had one for years, and
so did I.
Alan, how much I love cold weather, and I just do not want to be walking a dog in the winter anymore ever again. And so have a great weekend, guys, and and thanks to everybody for joining us on Fridays Over Coffee, and stay tuned, and we'll see you next time.
All right, bye take care.
Right. Look forward to it. Bye for now.
Welcome to Fridays Over Coffee, where we where we solve the problems of the universe. Wrong show.
Denise, something I didn't catch right off the top of things was, what do you do? It sounds like you're a writer, but could you just let us know what you do?
I don't think we want to go down this road, Alan.
Who else do we have here?
Sorry, I forgot.
How many fingers am I holding up?